So IoT adoption in smart cities is a complex endeavor, and it's a multifaceted outlook that we need to look at. So we need to eventually, first step is we need to look back at what it means from the perspective of a citizen, right? And how we can make a city better, more efficient, safer, and healthier place to live for our citizens. So coming to the dimensions perspective, we need to look at the regulatory framework is going to be one component of that. The second is the technology and how the technology is evolving and moving in that particular direction. The third is going to be how do we really address the interests of multiple stakeholders, which are going to be a key part of the mix of smart cities. So it's a holistic endeavor in terms of trying to address multiple segments and essentially making the smart cities vision a reality.
In the essence of IoT policy framework, how does it link?
Yeah, so I think it's we are still in the early nascent stages of evolving a policy framework for smart cities, but things are moving at a rapid clip. But the interesting part is that technology moves at an even faster pace. So clearly the need of the hour is to have a set of multiple stakeholders with interests, with common interest in terms of making the promise and the vision of smart cities come to reality, get involved in the policy making. Now clearly the government has to take a leadership role in terms of driving this entire agenda forward, but we also need to look at how can we rope in the actual citizens and have the voice of the citizens represented in terms of making policies which revolve around the citizen and impact the lives of citizens in a better way. The other stakeholders, key stakeholders would be industry and the economy at large, because industry drives how really progresses and advances. So we need to involve industry. We also need to involve academia, because the academia through its research has a lot to offer in terms of what we need to consider from a policy framework perspective. Last but not the least, there's a lot of stuff happening globally. So we need to also take a leaf from what various initiatives are running globally and how can we imbibe the best practices from there. Okay, so the government has obviously started a number of key initiatives. The whole smart cities mission is definitely one of those key initiatives, but underlying that there's multiple initiatives which encompass the entire expanse and breadth of what we will need to make smart cities vision come true. So one key example would be around the cyber security governance framework, which the government is actively promoting and propagating. The other is around the data protection acts from a personal data perspective, which promote the privacy of individual citizens' information. And there's a lot of I would say vertical specific initiatives being driven across various verticals like transportation, healthcare, energy, and most importantly, it's around the citizen e-governance components, right? So the government is driving a lot of impetus on how do we promote the real e-governance initiatives and make services available to citizens through a digital portal of sorts, and ensure easy, comfortable experience of interacting with the government for citizens.